Okay, we're still reviewing Punch.
Yes, I have the federal government on Tuesday says it would launch an investigation into private universities established in the last 15 years. So the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, he made it known in Abuja while inaugurating the investigative panel on fake degrees and activities of degree mills in the country. So, first of all, Nigeria currently has a total of 147 private universities, and 107 of them were established in the last 15 years. The report goes to, make a list of some of them. The Minister for Education says that there's an interministerial panel, and this panel has been given the mandate to examine whether or not private universities established in the last 15 years have in place prescribed facilities, appropriate management structure, adequate funding of programs, requisite staff, nature of staff full-time, contract adjunct, visiting, other types, and so many other things that, this panel is supposed to investigate and give recommendations for. Amongst some of these recommendations, they said that the panel will examine, they said, other terms of reference is to establish if unapproved foreign institutions, that's the degree mills, exist or not in Nigeria, and whatever form with the identities and locations, if any. This amongst so many other things, which is good. I like it because of what has happened, but I'm wondering, did they have to take this for this sort of, because what they're saying is that to check these universities that have been established in the last 15 years, have they been set up right? Didn't we check all this time?
As they were being established.
Yes, or spot checks over the period of 15 years.
Do we have to wait?
Yes, do we have to wait till now together? But good that you've started, so let's keep it up.
All right, so, go ahead.
85 people abducted allegedly on the Kaduna-Abuja expressway. According to this Punch reporter who visited the area,
35, I thought it was 35.
85.
Wow.
30 travelers were abducted, and 55 people were abducted from the 3 communities bordering around the road in Katari: Badoko, Dudumishini, and Kakware villages on the Katari area along the Kaduna Expressway. And the district head of Bishini that covers that whole area says that what he's experiencing now is something else. That, of course, the federal government has put military around the road. They are trying, but they need to deploy more security operatives. He said yesterday they found 2 lifeless bodies in the village, and the attacks are happening incessantly. But the police command is saying no, but they didn't specify people that were abducted. They didn't even specify those that were killed. They just talked about had the guns well along the Kaduna-Abuja expressway with security operatives, and that the bandits were, dealt with on the 6th of January. But they don't want to confirm the number of people abducted. My prayer is that, God keeps us safe, and the military are there now. These bandits are confrontational, but then the president must also look into stronger measures.
That area and Plateau, there's so many places across the country that needs this attention. The public affairs analyst, member of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, Mr. Dari Adejumo, on Tuesday faulted BBC's documentary on the founder, TB Joshua. He described the documentary as unfounded, noting that the characters interviewed in the reports were unknown to the church. If you recall, BBC reports that no fewer than 25 persons gave eyewitness accounts bordering on allegations of sexual assault, physical abuse, faked miracles, and trauma allegedly suffered in the hands of the late pastor, TB Joshua. BBC, according to this spokesperson from SCOAN, I said that BBC has compromised their lofty principles by descending into fictional narrative and propaganda, thus turning itself into a weapon for a hatchet job as gangsters in the garb of journalism. However, another person, a former disciple of TB Joshua, Paul Aguma, who spoke to BBC, insisted that the allegations were true, adding that he had to go into hiding for 8 years after speaking out as his life was under threat.
So as expected, SCOAN is supposed to debunk and say they're lying.
Yeah.
But if SCOAN themselves can carry out and show us if those things are non-existent, I grew up in Alimosh. I didn't like the airiness around that place.
So what is the responsible thing
Looks
for
like
the
a
church to
vampire
have
city.
done? The responsible thing for the church say we have seen it and will investigate internally and also get our own response. But
It
yeah, but
passed
hey,
internal
I can
investigation.
understand their own.
You want to investigate the dead?
To find out, investigate the faces to see who else can share a story
For
like
them to
this.
even say that they don't know the faces.
Including
No,
the
there was one that
stepdaughter.
was a reporter that she was a reporter for the church. I mean, she was also interviewed. So we saw
Including
her.
a stepdaughter.
Say
Yeah.
they don't know the
Daughter.
faces. Wow.
He plenty you.
Ah, wow.
Small.
Daily Sun.
Ah, wow.
Degree Bazaar. FG probes private varsities and others. Tinubu slashes international domestic travel delegation by 60%. EFCC quizzes detains Betta Edu. Gunmen kill traditional chief in Ogun. Court declares Anyanwu as PDP national secretary. Supreme Court reserves judgment on Mufwang, Omagege, and Gbagi. Tiwa Savage petitions police, says Davido should be held responsible if anything happens to her. And Kalu drums support for Tinubu, donates security vans to police. Okay, which story?
This very short story is very discouraging. So in Shagamu town yesterday, government just attacked and a gang of 3 shot the chief in the head traditional chief in the area, shot him point blank in the head. He died. He's since been buried according to Islamic rites. The police commissioner of the state confirmed it. He said he attended it and is reassuring that they will be arrested. But this is Shagam, please. Governor of Ogun should just declare a state of emergency and let's know if before courts will take over the state from him. It's continuous. Every year, the whole of last year, we kept taking courts attack in Shagam. Yeah. And early this year, we started again.
So I'm partly from Shagam, my late mother-in-law.
Oh,
wow. Yeah.
Which story?
I have major cost-cutting measures. So our president yesterday approved a slash in the size of official delegations for foreign and domestic trips by 60%.
Twali.
With immediate effect.
Twali.
No go come.
Twali.
So let me just go straight to it. According to the directive, for trips within the country, the president shall have an entourage of no more than 25 officials. Foreign trips, the number of accompanying officials shall not be more than 20. Vice president is 5 officials for foreign trips and no more than 15 for local trips. First lady and the wife of the vice president shall also not have more than 5 officials on entourage when traveling outside the country, and also a maximum of 10 when they're traveling within the country. I saw a lot of comments, back and forth. Many people, of course, applauded it, but there were some people that were saying that this is also a security issue. So the president, ahead of you, said that the security outfit within the state shall be the security mastermind for visiting officials.
Twali.
They're not going to be carrying them from wherever they...
Yes.
When you come to a state...
What is on ground will be there to work for you. Twali,
so
president.
he's saying he's doing this. The reduction in the size of entourage will bring total sanity and prudence in the management of commonwealth of our people. The president is insistent that the notion of government wastage, excessive recurrent expenditure is over. Officials would no longer be allowed to conduct government affairs in a way different from what the latter was asking Nigerians to do by way of prudence and cost management. So in summary,
the key word there is
the president
prudence.
is saying, he's telling Nigerians to tighten their belts. They must be seen to be doing the same.
Yeah.
So
We are applauding for this.
Hopefully, it goes to also the legislature. Remember, there's one thing for the executive to do something.
Leadership is always from the top.
Yeah.
The
Now that he
example
has
will trickle
used.
down.
Well done.
Okay, so Senator representing Abia North, Dr. Orji Uzor has appealed to Nigerians to support the president in his quest to develop the country. Kalu made the call at his country home in Igbere, Abia State, while presenting 4 security patrol vehicles he donated to the governor, to the Abia command of the Nigerian police and Igbere Vigilante Group. Kalu said that the Toyota Hilux vehicles he donated were funded from his pocket, urged the police in the division to utilize them in fighting crime. Said they're meant to encourage police in the state to do their work. I'm not doing this as senator representing Abia North, but I'm doing it in support. I made similar donations in other places. So he's saying that we should support the president as he's trying to also ensure economic growth within the region.
Yeah, the Lagos State government has started working at Third Mainland Bridge.
Is it Lagos State or federal government?
Lagos State government,
okay.
Yes. 8-week traffic diversion on the Third Mainland Bridge. Yes, it affected me this morning when I was just heading straight, but I had to divert to that Oyinbo road to connect back to the office. So they said there are 250 traffic management personnel that have been deployed in the axis to help, manage the inconvenience. And Nigerians need to support them. It's just for a little while. The road will be free when they are done with, working on it, and so that we can have convenience and motorists will be able to enjoy the road. So they're going to be doing a lot of diversion. So just pay attention when you're driving, when you see a diversion.
How many weeks again?
8 weeks.
Lagos State probably is issuing the traffic diversion laws, but the federal government...
Not even going to the island for the next... 8 weeks, 8
weeks.
Vanguard might be our final paper. Let's see if we've not taken removal of fuel subsidy untimely, says Governor Makinde. Davido, we talked about that already. Cadbury Nigeria to sell 404 million naira shares over inability to pay the $7.7 million debt. Cost of governance, Tinubu slashes delegation trips by 60%. FG shuts Third Mainland Bridge for 8 weeks repair. And I think that's the story. Let me just take very quick. I have the Cadbury story, but let me come to Tribune very quickly. We are not owing MTN interconnect charges, says Globalcom. Rivers, that's Nigerian Tribune. Rivers Assembly asked for Barra to represent 2024 budget. Suspected cultists murder head of vigilante in Ogun. And FG sets a panel to probe private varsities and foreign institutions. Let me take Cadbury. Cadbury Nigeria has offered to swap its $7.7 million debt owed to Cadbury Schweppes Overseas Limited for more equity. Cadbury Schweppes Overseas Limited, controlled by an investor in Cadbury. The statement was made yesterday by Cadbury. It says that it's facing challenges servicing the foreign currency denomination loans due to persistent foreign currency scarcity in the country. The liberalization of the foreign exchange market in 2023 and attendant devaluation of the currency put further pressure on company as naira value of its foreign currency denominations loans increased significantly. So this resulted in an unrealized exchange loss of 20.6 billion naira. So they're not going to see how they're going to pay that back.
So Globalcom said they are not owing, that they are, according to a source within their agency that talked to the news agency of Nigeria in Lagos, they said the amount that they are owing is just 1.6 billion and it has been paid without controversy. And so those threats that they won't be able to call out to MTN lines, it's not true. But we are using the line.
Okay. That's all we can take on this front page review. When we come back, move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.